All right, everyone, welcome back. My name is Krystal, and I'm here for week 2 of our TRX for Yoga experience. I hope you remember that we are layering on today. We're adding the second section. I hope you're ready to work because this one really brings the heat, builds some inner fire in that body. So here's the invitation. If you remember from last week, the breath is everything. We're going to continue that Ujjayi victory breath again as we create our yoga poses. We're going to hold every pose for only 3 to 5 breaths max. You know you can do it. But the invitation today is every time you exhale, I want you to contract a little more. Because if you remember, the inhales are expanding and the exhales are contracting. On the exhales when you feel strong and sturdy. So every exhale, you're going to sink into the pose a little more. You're going to look for a little bit more discomfort, a little bit more of that resistance and tension that's hiding in your body, and you're going to squeeze it out, leaving you feeling fresh and brand new. Let's begin. Please make sure your suspension trainer is fully shortened. You're going to stand facing your anchor point, hands into those foot cradles, thumbs to the outside, and begin to walk backwards, hands at about waist height. We'll find our starting position in extended mountain pose. Sweep your arms up overhead, palms face the anchor point. At this point in time, you're able to walk forward and backwards until you are standing straight up in your active plank. Wrists over shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Soften behind your knees. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And the wider you allow yourself to bring your hands, the more access you'll have to dropping your shoulders down. Knit your ribs into your belly. Pull back into those hands. Slowly return back to your starting position, practicing keeping the tension. Press down into your hands and reach the crown of your head to the sky. Lengthen through that spine. Begin to ignite your Ujjayi breath, and let's connect movement to it. Extended mountain, breathe in through your nose. Forward fold, hinge at your hips and reach your hands towards that anchor point, all on the exhale. Halfway lift, draw your hands in towards your body, lift your chest forward and up. Forward fold, hinge, push your hips back, reach your hands forward. From the bottom, pull to rise, extended mountain, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Pull with your hands, extended mountain. Forward fold, push. Halfway lift, you pull. Fold and push, a little more velocity. Rise high, extended mountain, pull back. Forward fold, push forward. Halfway lift, you pull. Forward fold, you push. We're going to do 2 more. Extended mountain, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Really warm up that body. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Last one, extended mountain. Keep those knees unlocked. Forward fold, ground your heels into the floor. Halfway lift, shoulder blades together. Forward fold. Press into your hands, stand all the way up. Sequence number 1, stand a face away from your anchor point. Find your balance on your left foot, pull your right knee into your chest. TRX Airplane, fill your lungs, press the crown of your head to the sky. Hinge. On that exhale, extend your 2 arms and upper leg to the wall behind you, look down to the ground. Soften that standing knee to give you more access to the rest of your body. Now square your hips to the floor by taking your upper baby toe and spinning it to face the ground. I want you to remember, I talk a lot. No matter how much I talk, you just keep breathing in and out through your nose. Press your upper heel to the wall behind you. Breathe in. Crescent lunge. Stand up. Draw your right knee into your chest, arms up overhead. Lift up onto the ball of that standing foot. Slowly roll forward, biceps to ears. Extend your right leg long out in front of you and plant it to the floor in a lunge position. Move your body around so that your hands are over your shoulders, stacked over your hips. Soft bend in that back knee. Push your hands forward into the straps and slide your hip bones up towards that belly button. Reach your hands high on the inhale. Bend your front knee deeper on the exhale. 2 more. Stay low in the legs. Reach your arms up. Sink into the legs a little deeper. Stay low in those legs. Reach your hands as high as they go. Revolving crescent lunge. Drop your right arm by your side. Look over your right shoulder. Press into that back hand to lift you up out of that low back. Stay active. Now lean into that upper hand. Push your hands away from one another as you inhale. Twist a little deeper as you exhale. Fill all the way up. Twist and rinse. Warrior 2, both arms up overhead. Place the foot cradles into your left hand. Stay low in your legs. Tee open your arms as you drop your back heel towards the middle of your body. Again, your feet aren't glued to the floor here, so you're able to move them around. Front foot, if there's a clock around your waist, faces 12 on that clock. Back foot faces anywhere between 9 and 11. I want you to lean into that back hand until your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Press down into that back hand to lift your chest up out of your pelvis. Squeeze your triceps into your upper arms and sink into your legs. Reverse your warrior. Flip your right palm to the ceiling. Keep pressing into that back hand. Stay lifted out of that low back as you reach your right arm up and back. You use your 2 feet and your back hand to lift you as you arc back. And the more you arc back, the more you bend into that front knee. For 5, you got this. 4, keep breathing your Ujjayi breath. 3, draw your shoulder blades together. 2, take a deep breath in. Warrior 2, sink into those legs. Crescent lunge, both arms up overhead, pick your back heel up off the ground. 1 hand per foot cradle. Step back, feet together. Let's repeat this sequence on the other side. Hands at forehead height. Find your balance on your right foot, pull your left knee into your chest. Fill your lungs up, push into your hands. TRX Airplane, hinge at your hips, send your upper leg to the wall behind you. Arms by your sides. 1 foot on the floor, 2 hands in the straps. Press into those 3 points and lift your whole body higher. Squeeze the muscles in your upper leg and square your hips to the floor. As you push your upper heel to the wall behind you, slide your hip bones towards that belly button. Feel your abdominals engage and you lift up out of that low back. And take 1 more deep breath in. Crescent lunge, sweep your arms overhead, left knee to chest. Lift up onto the ball of your standing foot. Push into those hands, begin to roll forward. Feel the core fire up, core challenge. Lengthen your left leg long out in front of you. Plant that left foot to the floor, pause. Hands over shoulders. Front knee bends towards 90 degrees as you unlock your back knee so you can gain access to a neutral pelvis. Hip bones up towards belly button, tailbone drops to the floor. Push into your hands and feel your shoulders move backwards over your hips. Reach your hands high, breathe in. Sink into those legs, breathe out. 1 more time, fill up. Sink and empty, stay low in your legs. Reach your hands high, fill all the way up. Revolving crescent lunge, drop your left arm by your side, twist. Press into that back hand, lift up out of that low back. Now lean into that upper hand. Push your hands away from one another as you inhale. And you twist through your T-spine as you exhale. 1 more time, fill up. Twist and empty. Come back to center. Both arms up overhead, warrior 2. Place the foot cradles into your right hand. Reach your arms high, breathe in. Tee open your arms, drop your back heel to the middle of your mat. Front knee bends to 90 degrees while your front foot faces 12 on a clock. Toes of your back foot face anywhere between 3 and 1 o'clock. Lean into that back hand so that you're not leaning into your front foot more than your back foot. You want your shoulders stacked over your hips. Lift your chest up out of that pelvis and press equally into both feet. Take 1 more breath in. Sink into your legs, breathe out. You want to feel. Reverse your warrior, flip your left palm to the ceiling. Reach that left arm up and back. You use your 2 feet on the ground, 1 hand in the straps to lift you up out of that low back. For 5, drop your shoulders away from your ears. 4, you have to breathe deep. 3, every inhale is expansive. 2, and every exhale is contracting. Warrior 2. Crescent lunge, both arms up overhead, pick your back heel up off the ground. 1 hand per foot cradle. Step back to your starting position. Turn to face the anchor point. We're going to vinyasa and clear it away. Extended mountain. If there's slack, you move back. Forward fold, breathe out, push into those hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Big toes touch, heels in line with your middle toes. Bend your knees, drop your hips. TRX Chair. Press into your hands for right now and roll your shoulders up over your hips. Keep your arms low just for the time being. Here's what I want you to get. You bend your knees to anchor your tailbone towards the floor behind your heels. But at the same time, you press down into your hands to keep your chest lifted up. Without the straps, it's easy to let our chest just round forward, yeah? So activate the core by using the suspension trainer. Now, your heels are in line with your middle toes. Don't move them. But imagine as though you're trying to separate the floor with your heels. Pull them away from one another and feel your leg muscles fire up. Slide your hip bones up towards the belly button. Really drop that tailbone to the floor behind your heels. Option to sweep your arms up overhead, no leaning back. Take one deep breath in, sink your hips lower. Forward fold, good work. Single leg mountain, sweep your right leg forward, arms up overhead, fill your lungs up. Standing figure 4, bend your right knee, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, bring your arms back down, chest lifts away from hips. Keep that chest lifted as you bend your standing knee, drop your tailbone to the floor behind you. Square your hips towards that anchor point. Take your left hip, drop back, right hip forward just a little. Flex your upper foot and work your upper knee towards the floor. You can stay here or hinge. Press your hips back and reach your arms forward towards that anchor point. No straightening that standing knee. For 5, breathe your breath. 4, sink lower into those legs. Remember, 3, every exhale you sink. 2, standing leg raise, press into your hands, pull your right knee into your chest. Place the foot cradles into your left hand. Grab the outside of your right knee with your right hand. You use the straps to lengthen through the spine. Access the core. Option to hook your big toe with your first 2 fingers and work your upper leg towards straight. Remember I said towards straight. You don't have to force it, so you can soften that upper knee. Push your upper leg forward, whether you have your knee or toe. Draw your shoulders back. Take your right leg over to the right. Breathe your breath. Keep your gaze steady. Helps you balance. And breathe as audibly as you can. Feel the fire. My left leg is burning too. Come back to center. Extend your right leg long out in front of you. Reach your right arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Half moon. Right hand to your hip and hinge. Look down to the ground. Embrace those wobbles. Work your upper body parallel towards the floor. Spin your upper hip back over your bottom hip and reach your upper arm to the sky. For 5, squeeze the muscles in your upper leg, no hanging. 4, pull the lower belly into the spine. You got this. Ooh. 3, you get right back into the pose. 2, triangle. Close your grip on the straps. Slowly float your upper foot to the floor behind you. Stand up. Hop your left foot forward just a little bit. Big gap between your feet. You want to be side facing your anchor point. Take your right hip, draw it back. Left hip forward and hinge. If there's that clock around your waist again, your left foot, your front foot is facing 12 on that clock. It faces the anchor point. The toes of your back foot will face anywhere between 3 and 1. Bottom hip tucks under, top hip rolls back. I like to take my left hand here. Spin the left thumb up to the sky. That externally rotates upper arm bone and shoulder. It feels so much better. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Use your front foot and push your hips away from the straps as you reach your left hand towards that anchor point. Take one more deep breath in. Twist and breathe out. Press into your left hand, stand up. Step your feet together, one hand per foot cradle. Let's vinyasa, clear it away, good work. Extended mountain, if there's slack, you move back. Forward fold, really push into those hands. Halfway lift, breathe all the way in. Fold and breathe out, big toes touch, heels in line with your middle toes. Chair, bend your knees, drop your hips. Roll your shoulders up over your hips. Separate the floor with your heels. Feel those leg muscles fire up and sweep your arms up overhead. That's optional. For 5, every exhale you sink your hips lower. 4, you can do this. Continue to go lower. 3, separate the floor with those heels. 2, forward fold. Single leg mountain, left leg forward. Take a deep breath in. Push your upper heel forward. Standing figure 4. Bend your left knee. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Arms down, take a seat. Drop your hips down and back. Take your upper arm bones, draw them to the wall behind you. Press down into your hands to lift your chest away from the hips as you bend into that standing knee. Option to hinge, press your hips to the wall behind you and reach your arms towards that anchor point. You're folding over your front shin, but you're not straightening that standing leg. Bend into it, feel the fire. No hanging in those arms. Keep your chest the height of your hips. One more breath in. Push your hips back more. Breathe out. Standing leg raise. Press into your hands, left knee to chest. Put the foot cradles into your right hand. Grab the outside of your left knee with your left hand. Option to hook your big toe with your first 2 fingers and extend your upper leg long out in front of you. Push your upper foot or leg forward and draw your upper arm bones back. That right hand drives straight down into the suspension trainer. Open up left leg to the left. As you peel your left leg open, square your hips and shoulders towards that anchor point. Breathe your Ujjayi breath, no shallow breath. You stay, you got this. You dissolve what does not belong to you. Slowly bring your upper leg back to center. Kick your leg forward, reach your left arm high, breathe in. Half moon, left hand to your left hip and hinge, sweep it back. Look down to the ground. Take your upper hip, peel it back. Stack your hips, left hip over right hip. Stack your shoulders, left shoulder over right shoulder. Reach your left arm to the ceiling for 5. 4, keep your gaze steady and do not hold that breath. 3, press that one foot, one hand down, lift higher. 2, triangle, close your grip. Bend your right elbow so you're holding on to the straps to float your upper foot to the floor behind you. Left hand to your left hip. Hop your right foot forward, big gap between your feet. Turn your hips so they're side facing the anchor point. Left hip back, right hip forward. And hinge. Press your hips away from that anchor point as you reach your right hand forward. Take that right thumb, spin it up to the ceiling. Your right upper arm bone hugs into the shoulder socket. Option to reach your left arm to the ceiling. Get specific with your feet. So remember, front foot is at 12 on a clock. The toes of your back foot face anywhere between 9 and 11. Press into the big toe mound of your front foot to push your hips away from the straps. Press into the outer edge of your back foot to help roll your left hip back more. Take one more breath in. Twist and breathe out. Press into that right hand, stand up. One hand per foot cradle. Face the anchor point. Let's vinyasa, clear it away. Extended mountain, move back if there's slack. Forward fold, anchor your heels and push into those hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold and breathe out. Keep your arms low. Press into your hands, stand all the way up. Come underneath your anchor point. Bring your straps to mid-calf length. Brace the D-rings or pinch in those cam buckles and pull the handles to hover right below the kneecap. Foot cradles are what come to mid-calf. Take a seat, ground facing your anchor point. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Your feet are directly underneath that anchor point. Pointer finger and middle finger into the foot cradles. Let's hook the heels through. We're into our final sequence, our cool down. Lean to your right hip, draw your left knee into your chest. Point your left ankle and hook the heel through the foot cradle. Bring your left hand to the ground, lean into it, bend your right knee into the chest, point your right ankle, hook the heel through. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Keep those knees soft so you can create a flat back. Arms sweep up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. TRX seated forward fold. Hinge from the hips. Reach your hands to grab onto the yellow TRX tabs. Remember, you soften those knees as much as necessary to keep a flat back. Shoulder blades together, lower belly in. Push your heels forward to the wall in front of you. Slide your sitting bones to the wall behind you. You know, it's interesting, if you force your legs straight and it rounds you through your shoulders like this, it robs you of the stretch in your hamstrings and low back. But if you soften behind your knees and you can create a long, flat back, you'll feel the stretch more. Try it on. Take one more breath in. With that flat back, fold deep, breathe out, feel the stretch. Come all the way up. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Seated spinal twist. Bring your right hand to the floor by your side. Bend your right knee. Bring your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Your feet are floating, so press your knee into your arm. Lift your chest up as you inhale. Twist and rinse as you exhale. One more breath in. Twist and breathe out. Come back to center. Arms up to the ceiling. Switch sides. Left hand to the ground. Bend your left knee. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Push your knee into your arm. Lift the chest as you breathe in. Twist as you breathe out. Fill your lungs up. Draw your lower belly in. Twist and rinse. Come back to center. You made it. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Squeeze the muscles in your legs. Squeeze the muscles in your arms. Push your heels to the wall in front of you. Maintain that. And slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Push your heels forward. Push, push, push. Last final effort. One vertebrae. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. Breathe through what you feel. Arms reach to the floor behind you. Press down into your feet. Lift your hips up off the ground. One final stretch from your fingertips to your toe tips. Lengthen through your whole body. Take a deep breath in. Hips to the ground. Arms by your sides. Palms face up. Let your feet fall away from one another. Final resting pose, TRX Shavasana. Through your nose, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Nothing left to do but to rest for a few moments. I have my eye on the time, no need to worry. I'll bring you out on the other side. Elevated Shavasana is meant to enhance the sense of relaxation. If you feel anything different, you're always welcome to bring your feet down to the ground. A little bit of elevation in your feet above your hips and heart helps with circulation. Just rest. Through your nose, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out, and sway your feet side to side. Not a lot of control. Do something that feels good. Begin to reawaken your body. And come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest, and with your fingertips, slide the foot cradles off of your feet. Give your knees a good squeeze into your chest and roll over onto your right hand side. Bring your ear to your right arm. Keep your eyes closed and be here for a moment. Put your attention on how you feel and acknowledge yourself for all of your hard work. Keeping your eyes closed, make your way to a comfortable sitting position. And sit nice and tall. Bring your hands down to your knees. Through your nose, take one more deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out, let it all go. Open your eyes. And your practice is complete. Thank you so much for joining me this week. What amazing work. I'm proud of you. Because now you know this is not easy. This is the real deal. All right, but you decided to stay and breathe through what you feel. So now I want you to hydrate, focus on feeling good, and allow yourself to ease back into your day. Do so mindfully so you can feel how amazing your body feels after all of your hard work today. I cannot wait. Next week, we add our third and final section to complete the class, and you're ready for it. Until then, keep smiling, feel good, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.